Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're talking about fireworks, which happened just a couple of weeks ago when we welcomed in the new year. And so maybe you've been wondering about fireworks since that time, about the history of fireworks. So that's why we're talking about them today.
Yeah, absolutely. Fireworks are popular, especially at times when we're celebrating, at times when we want to mark a special occasion, or just when people want to have fun watching something fly up in the sky, go bang, and make beautiful, beautiful colors. But yes, typically it's at New Year's we might use fireworks, Chinese New Year, Western New Year. People have them for weddings occasionally, for big sports events and concerts. They might shoot off fireworks at the end of the concert or at the end of the game. And of course, here in Taiwan, you don't even need that big an event. Local temple festivals and temple holidays are often accompanied by the sound of fireworks. They're lots of fun, but do be careful when you use them. So we have all experienced fireworks. They're definitely crowd pleasers, meaning lots of people like them. And today we're going to be learning a little bit about their history, and it's actually a really interesting history.
It certainly is, so let's get to it. Let's read the entire contents of our article right now, one time. Most people enjoy a good fireworks display. It's great to watch the bright colors bursting across the night sky. Fireworks are used to celebrate all sorts of occasions, from the 4th of July in the US to Diwali in India. But where did fireworks come from? It's generally accepted that fireworks and gunpowder originated in China. The earliest fireworks were actually pieces of bamboo that were thrown into fires. They made loud pops when the moisture in them boiled and were used to scare away evil spirits. Gunpowder, meanwhile, was likely invented between the 7th and 10th centuries by philosopher-scientists searching for the secret to eternal life. When they discovered gunpowder's explosive properties, they put it into bamboo tubes and later paper tubes. Chinese utilized fireworks as missiles, but also created light shows by mixing gunpowder with chemicals that gave off colored light when they burned. Both fireworks and gunpowder made their way to Europe in the 13th century, passing along trade routes or brought back by explorers like Marco Polo. The Europeans also saw gunpowder's potential as a weapon and invented guns. However, fireworks were also set off to entertain crowds. Huge displays marked the wedding of England's King Henry VII in 1486. Similarly, they were used in 1777 to celebrate the U.S.'s first year of independence, starting a tradition that continues to this day. Over the years, people have continually improved the design of fireworks, adding new colors and other properties. More recently, fireworks that make less smoke have appeared. In 2004, for example, Disney started using fireworks containing compressed air instead of gunpowder at their amusement parks. Who knows what the future holds for fireworks? Okay, everybody, let's talk about the contents of today's lesson. We are lighting up the sky with fireworks in our unit on history. So fireworks, of course, are those things that explode up in the air during celebrations. And I did want to mention that sometimes this word is taught in Taiwan in the singular form, firework, but it is most often used in the plural, fireworks. And that's a general term for everything. The little red things that you see at temple festivals and stuff like that, those are a kind of firework, but they're more specifically called firecrackers.
Absolutely. Fireworks would be the ones that shoot up in the sky and then bang and explode with wonderful colors and light and sound. Let's look at our article. It says, most people enjoy a good fireworks display. Absolutely. If you've been to an event that's having fireworks, they often use the fireworks sort of at the ending of the event, and most people will stay there until the fireworks go off until the display is finished, and then there'll be a huge rush to the exit. But people won't leave before the fireworks, so that's true. Most people do enjoy a good display of fireworks. It's great to watch the bright colors bursting across the night sky, right? We watch things that are interesting and attractive to our eyes and brain, things that we like. And when we use burst here, it's kind of like explode or go bang or, something like that. If something releases a lot of energy and force very quickly, it explodes, it blows up, it bursts. We can use words like that. Then it says fireworks are used to celebrate all sorts of occasions, from the 4th of July in the US to Diwali in India. But where did fireworks come from? We'll be looking at the answer to that question in a second, but let's talk about this word occasion. An occasion is basically a special event. All right, we use it to talk about special occasions, but even then we often don't even use the word special, because if I tell my friends, oh, you gotta come, it's going to be a great occasion, we know that it's something unusual. It's a birthday, it's a party, maybe something important happened in someone's life, so it's definitely something a little bit more unusual, a little bit more rare and special than just, meeting your friends on any weekend. If it's an occasion, there must be something special to celebrate. So, where did fireworks come from?
It's a good question. What is their origin? Where did they come from? Who invented fireworks? And why did we use them to celebrate all sorts of occasions? I did want to mention that the adverb form of the word occasion is occasionally, which is an adverb of frequency. So you could ask somebody, hey, how often do you eat Korean food? Well, occasionally, not too often. Maybe 10% of my meals would be Korean meals. But in this particular case, we're talking about when we celebrate with fireworks, what sort of occasions, and where do they come from? Well, here in the next paragraph, it says, it's generally accepted that fireworks and gunpowder originated in China. Now, fireworks need to have the gunpowder or else they're not going to work. So these two inventions were later put together in China. They came from China. They originated in China.
The earliest fireworks were actually pieces of bamboo that were thrown into fires. Wow, so they weren't like fireworks that we know today. The only way they were similar was that they would go bang or pop or something like that. But I guess in this case, if you're throwing bamboo into a fire, the thing that's making it go pop is not chemicals like gunpowder burning and exploding. It's probably the air or the water inside the pieces of bamboo that would warm up, get bigger, and then break the bamboo open very quickly with a loud bang.
I think the same principle applies to popcorn. When you heat up popping corn, the moisture inside expands, and then the whole kernel pops open, and I guess that's what happens when you throw pieces of bamboo into a fire. The moisture inside expands and explodes. So that's what happens here, and at least that's what happened with the earliest fireworks thousands of years ago, and they made loud pops when the moisture in them boiled. So here, moisture just means a particular state of matter that contains water in it. It's usually water that is in the air, a lot of moisture in the air, for example, but there could be moisture in cloth or things like that. So indeed, the moisture boiled and then it expanded and the bamboo exploded.
That's the way it would work. Gunpowder, meanwhile, was likely invented between the 7th and 10th centuries by philosopher-scientists searching for the secret to eternal life. So gunpowder is what we make fireworks out of today, and apparently people have been making fireworks using gunpowder for over 1,000 years, the 7th and 10th centuries. This is sort of like 600 AD to 900 AD or something like that. So as I said, more than 1,000 years ago, philosopher-scientists, the first scientists, although they were very different from the scientists and they did science in a very different way from what we know today. But like scientists today, back then they were looking to use nature, use the things around them to explain how the world works and find ways to do things better. And one of the things they spent a lot of time trying to figure out was how to live forever, how to not die, the secret to eternal life. I know that Chinese emperors especially especially were interested in this, right? Burying themselves in suits made of jade. They believed that jade could keep you alive forever. Eternal is something that never ends, basically. Eternal life is a life that would go on and you would never die. And few things in the world or in the universe and nature are actually eternal. Many things like stars and mountains go on forever, but everything changes, everything ends at some point. We know that now, but of course back then they believed that you could change nature enough that you could live forever, you could have eternal life, so they used gunpowder?
Yeah, interesting that you could achieve eternal life with gunpowder. A lot of religions just say, hey, believe in our religion, believe in our main man, and then you will be able to go to heaven forever. You can have eternal life there. Or if you're a bad person and you don't believe in this person, then you'll have eternal damnation in hell, so watch out for that. But in this particular case, so we've got these scientists who are also philosophers. They were searching for the secret to eternal life, and I guess gunpowder had something to do with that. So here in the next sentence it says, when they discovered gunpowder's explosive properties, they put it into bamboo tubes and later paper tubes. Okay, so I guess we have those philosopher-scientists to thank for inventing fireworks there. They discovered the properties of gunpowder. Gunpowder is explosive. If something is explosive, that means it can explode or it can burst apart really quickly, really fast. And we could also talk about someone having an explosive temper if they get angry very easily, or someone can explode out of the starting blocks if they're in a race.
The Chinese utilized fireworks as missiles, we read, but also created light shows by mixing gunpowder with chemicals that gave off colored light when they burned. Okay, so there are a lot of different uses for fireworks back in the old days, but most of them would be familiar to us today. They're using fireworks as missiles, so as a type of weapon. A missile could be basically anything that you throw through the air with great speed, but generally we think of it as something that is thrown for or sent off or travels through the air very quickly to be used as a weapon. So a missile is kind of like a rocket. You might also use these words almost interchangeably. These days, when we talk about armies and navies and air forces, missiles are shot from airplanes or boats or from the ground. They have a similar design to a rocket. Flame shoots out one end, giving it speed and thrust and power. And at the other end of the missile, you probably have an explosive, a bomb that goes off when it hits the target, and great damage and destruction ensues. So they were using them as missiles. They were using them as weapons in war. It says, but also they created light shows by mixing gunpowder with chemicals that gave off colored light when they burned. So the gunpowder would give it the push. The gunpowder would give it the bang. But other chemicals they would mix in, I think like copper sulfate, if you burn that, it gives off maybe like a blue color or something like that. So they would use these different chemicals to change the color of the gunpowder when it exploded.
Right, so it gives off a kind of color when it burns. It could be blue, red, yellow, orange, pink, whatever. You could also use this to talk about smell. Like that bug there gives off a very strange smell, so stay away from that. Or skunks, from where I'm from, skunks give off very bad smelling aroma if you get too close to them. But in this particular case, it just means they emit the light. The fireworks emit the light if the gunpowder, 火药, is mixed with chemicals. And that's basically how fireworks work. Okay, that brings us to the midway point in today's lesson. Let's take a break and listen to our Chinese teacher.
Hello, my name is Shelby. 今天的文章是有关烟火。我们来看一下第一段第二句，有一个文法 watch 加后面的 bursting。Watch 呢是一个感官动词，所以呢后面有第二个动词的时候，我们通常可以接原形或者分词形态。那如何判断呢？如果它形容前面的东西是固定的，我们就用原形；如果前面形容的东西呢是正在进行的，表示活动的，就用 ing 的形态。例如这一句的话 ，It's great to watch the bright colors bursting across the night sky， 用 bursting 会动的 ing 形态来表示前面的 bright colors。 Across the night sky, across 是贯穿。中文讲贯穿的时候，英文我们通常有2个介系词来表示，一个是 through， 一个是 across。差别在哪呢？ I walk across the road. The road 是平面的，所以我用 across the road。另外一个 I drive through the Taipei cities.Taipei City 是整个台北市，有点立体的感觉，我就用 through the Taipei City。 那篇章结构在做题的时候是由上下文的相关线索来进行。好，我们看第一题，这个空格是第2段的第1句，这个句子的位置通常就是主题句。看本段大致内容是与主题的什么有关？前一段最后一句还询问烟火从哪里来，空格的下一句又说明最早烟火是由竹子制造而成。可见呢，空格是要与来源有关。选项 B It's generally accepted that fireworks and gunpowder originated in China. 人们普遍相信烟火和火药是来自中国。 Originate 起源于，这个选项使文意连贯，回答上面的题目，又引出下面烟火的制造发展。第2题，空格的前一句叙述有关烟火的声音，而空格的下一句描述火药的威力，所以呢，这题应该是与火药的制造有关。选项 E Gunpowder, meanwhile, was likely invented between the 7th and 10th centuries by philosopher-scientists searching for the secret to eternal life. 火药是于西元第7到第10世纪由寻找永生秘方的哲学家所发明。这个句子中有 gunpowder， 上下文句就起了连结，推测出介绍火药的来源，所以我们这题答案选 E。 好，我们再看第2段第5句的地方有个动词 utilize， 中文的使用我们通常会用 use， 同学不妨思考改用 utilize 或者是 employ， 它们都是非常中性而且是比较有程度的用字。例如说 utilize the English skill to express yourself， 利用英文的技巧来表达自己。
We're going to take a short break now, but please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right, we're midway through our article about lighting up the sky with fireworks. We're learning a little bit of the history of fireworks, and I'm sure for kids here in Taiwan, in this part of the world, they already know some of this history because, of course, the main part of fireworks, the part that makes them possible in the first place, is gunpowder, and that was invented here a long time ago. Now, we learned earlier just now that Chinese philosopher-scientists were originally looking for gunpowder, were looking for something to give them eternal life, to let them live forever. Well, they didn't manage to do that, but they did invent gunpowder, which they discovered is, a very special chemical combination. They used them as missiles, and they also created the first fireworks to shoot up rockets that would explode, giving off colored light when they burn. Now let's continue. The next paragraph begins, both fireworks and gunpowder made their way to Europe in the 13th century. Passing along trade routes or brought back by explorers like Marco Polo. So it took about 500 years for gunpowder to make its way from what was back then ancient China to the Middle East and eventually into Europe. They passed along trade routes, the famous Silk Road, and they were also brought back by individual travelers like Marco Polo, the famous explorer from Venice. And what did the Europeans think of gunpowder, Tom?
Well, you know how the Europeans are. They saw gunpowder's potential as a weapon and invented guns.
So they liked it, you could say.
I guess they did, just like they liked the tea from China as well. So now they also like the guns, or at least the gunpowder. So they saw the potential in gunpowder as a weapon. So if something has potential, it has the possibility of something happening in the future. You could describe this of your children, for example. If little Johnny sits at the piano and starts playing chords at the age of 3 celebrity. You could say, hey, he's got the potential to become a world-famous musician. Let's have him take piano lessons and go to the Juilliard school and become a famous pianist. So he might have the great potential. Of course, parents are always looking for potential in their children, but the Europeans said, hey, this stuff can be used as a weapon. We can use this to shoot at other people and take over their lands and steal their gold and stuff like that.
There you go. They turned it into a weapon of war, and a very efficient and useful weapon of war. However, it wasn't all about warfare with the Europeans and gunpowder. It says, however, fireworks were also set off to entertain crowds. So they did use the other Chinese invention, or they did copy the other Chinese use of gunpowders for fireworks, just there to make people go, ooh, and ah, and have a really good time. Now, when you have a really good time, when you're seeing something that makes you happy and pleases your brain and holds your attention, you're probably being entertained. When we go to see movies or concerts or shows or plays, we're going there because, well, maybe we're going because someone we know is in the play, but we're also going there just to have a good time, to be told a story, to be taken on an adventure, to see things or experience feelings we haven't experienced before. And this is entertaining. We could use it as an adjective, or we are being entertained. We're being presented with a show just there for our pleasure. It says huge displays marked the wedding of England's King Henry VII in 1486. So even that far back, they were using fireworks and having fireworks displays, in this case in England.
Yeah, way back in English history there, I'm not quite sure who King Henry VII was.
Henry VIII's dad.
Okay, very good. We've got a history lesson here along with fireworks.
I didn't know about the fireworks, though.
Okay, well, we're learning something in all sectors here. But in any case, yes, they use fireworks to celebrate the wedding of King Henry VII way back in 1486, which would be, what, the 15th century?
Yes, indeed.
And similarly, likewise, they were used in 1777 to celebrate the U.S.'s first year of independence, starting a tradition that continues to this day. Now, remember, the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776, but they still had to fight the Revolutionary War, so the U.S. was not quite independent yet, but I guess they still celebrated the signing of the Declaration of Independence the next year by having a fireworks display, and that tradition continues. Every July 4th, we have fireworks displays in the U.S.
Absolutely. Over the years, people have continually improved the design of fireworks, adding new colors and other properties. Absolutely, yes. Fireworks are not, well, basically they're the same as they've always been, but they're not really like the ones from the past. They're much more scientifically designed. They use computer programs to design them and control them. All sorts of engineering has gone into them. And this means that they've been improved again and again and again. In fact, people have never stopped improving them or making them better. And since they've never stopped, that's why we can use this adverb continually. To do something continually is to do something without stopping. All right? So, a lot of people say that in life we should be continually learning new things. Even after you leave school, after you finish your college, you should always be trying to learn new things into your 60s, 70s, 80s. It's good for the brain and it will enhance your life. So to do things continually is to continue doing them, to doing them without any great stops or any great interruptions.
Or sometimes during the winter in Taipei, you might hear somebody say, hey, it's been raining continually for a week. When are we going to see the sun again? But yes, people have continually been improving the design of fireworks. They add new colors and other properties, other kinds of designs. I remember I saw one a number of years ago that exploded in the shape of a heart.
Wow.
That was quite clever. I was very impressed with that.
That is
cool. So that's kind of a new design. And more recently, fireworks that make less smoke have appeared. I think that's a good point there, because one year when we went to look at the fireworks at 101, we unfortunately were downwind. So after the fireworks went off, about 20 seconds later, all you could see was smoke that was kind of lighting up, but you couldn't actually see the fireworks themselves. So yeah, if you could have fireworks without smoke, that would be really cool.
That would be good. People would be able to see them from everywhere. And of course, people these days are worried about the pollution that we put into the air. air into the environment. And hey, if we can cut out fireworks smoke too, that's not a bad thing. And one way to do that would be to use a different type of gunpowder, or how about just getting rid of the gunpowder altogether? That would be a big change. Over 1,000 years, people have been using gunpowder, but gunpowder-free fireworks, as weird as that sounds, might be a thing in the future. It says in 2004, for example, Disney started using fireworks containing compressed air instead of gunpowder at their amusement parks. Very unusual. So I guess what they were using here was compressed air. They put air under a lot of pressure and then release it very quickly, and it kind of acts like a rocket, and it pushes the firework up into the air so they don't have to burn any gunpowder to get it up there.
Something still needs to burn, though, to make the light, right?
Well, I guess it would have to explode once it got up into the atmosphere, but all the gunpowder they have to burn to push it off the ground, they could cut that out.
Okay, well, I think I'll have to watch a YouTube video and see how they do that. But yeah, that's good on Disney there for doing that. So we've got a question here as we finish up our lesson for today. Who knows what the future holds for fireworks? Yes, I'm looking forward to it with great anticipation. Hopefully, we'll see some really spectacular designs very soon. That brings us to the end of our discussion for today. It's time now to listen to our Chinese teacher.
第三题。前一句是第3段主题句，谈到烟火流传到欧洲，有空格的下一句用 however 使语气转折，说明烟火娱乐大众。可见这个空格应该是与欧洲有关，而且和娱乐相反。所以我们答案选 A. The Europeans also saw gunpowder's potential as a weapon and invented guns. 欧洲人也看到火药发展成武器的潜力，并发明枪支。放入空格中，上下文意就连贯而成了。所以呢，我们这题答案选 A。第4题，空格是第3段烟火在欧洲发展的最后一句。所以呢，内容应该仍然是与这个主题有关的。空格前一句提到英国国王亨利7世用烟火来庆祝婚礼，那选项 D Similarly, they were used in 1777 to celebrate the U.S. first year of independence, starting a tradition that continues to this day. 同样的，烟火呢也在1777年庆祝了美国独立，并延续至今。Similarly, 同样的，呼应上一句亨利国王的庆典活动，同样是属于烟火与庆典有关，所以这题答案我们要选 D。 第5题，空格前一句的主题句说明本段是谈论烟火的改善和革新。空格的下一句举迪士尼的烟火为例，证明烟火有了新的方式，所以空格应该与烟火的进步有关。而选项 F More recently, fireworks that make less smoke have appeared. 近年来产生较少烟雾的烟火已经出现，可见烟火更进步，与上下文意连贯，所以我们第5题答案就选 F。 以上是今天的讲解，谢谢收听。
Okay, that's all for today. Everybody, thank you for joining us, and please join us again next time for another edition of our program. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
And I'm Mike.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.